I'm your host, Mike B. And today we're going to do a little bit of a preview of the UK Games EXPO 2018 and have a look at some of the stuff that's happening, which is terribly exciting, and some of the games, most of the games that I'm kind of tantalised by. So, without further ado, I have a list because I'm old and my memory is going. But let's have a look. So, what have we got going on? Obviously, the UK Games EXPO, if you're unaware of that, then seriously sort it out. But it's a massive, huge, it's the biggest UK gathering of board game fans and players and publishers and designers, the whole lot, all crammed into the NEC at Birmingham. It runs from the 1st and 3rd of June, and it's huge. It was big, it's now huge. And really, if you're any fan of the tabletop type shenanigans and board games and all that sort of stuff, then really there is only one place you should be during that period of time, and it is there. So, what's going on? What am I excited about? Well, just for some pure self-promotion, what is going on is that we will have our second live show being recorded at the UK Games EXPO. It's on the Saturday night at 8:30 in the Piazza Room. We will be doing a live show of our sparring bants, which is kind of like a quizzy sort of thing where we all annoy each other really and abuse the audience and each other. We will have a special guest, at least one of them will be everyone's favourite gaming uncle, Uncle Tony Boydell, designer of Snowdonia and Ivor the Engine and Scandaroon and other stuff. And he's obviously going to have his new Nice Cup of Tea, which is kind of like the sequel to Snowdonia. We will be demoing that there, and I have no doubt lots of other exciting things. Tony, of course, is a true Vulgarian, so he will fit in lovely amongst us on the live show where we shall swear at each other immensely. It looked a bit like this.
So the secret plan, guys, is we're going to get this booked again for next year, but bring tables and we've got fuckloads of room to play board games.
Make a pay for next year. We're in here, we'll be fine.
All of them will be solo board games.
With no words. All right, guys.
Who uses BGG here?
Good. There's quite a lot of people who
So for the person at the back who didn't raise his hand, it's Board Game Geek, and it's a games website with a database of every game basically ever made. And if you need a rules clarification or you've got no friends, you can hang around on there and look at stuff.
It's much more fun if you express an opinion about a new game. I don't like Sci very much. It's a bit crap, isn't it? Send.
I think I did that once. Cool, so we've got Tom Hassel.
No, absolutely not.
I'm never going to fit.
I would officially like to distance myself from
If he goes in, I want his little hat.
Thank you, Chris, for throwing us under that bus. What else was there?
I don't remember.
I'd just like to clarify, I was fine with the American viewers, just not over here.
It's xenophobic.
Brexit, all over again, isn't it?
Not in my backyard.
Bloody Americans coming over here reviewing our games. Oh, Charlie. Is it wind or did you have some?
I was going to say with both of those actually, words and iconography entirely would be, you're right.
All of the comedy that's happened tonight, and I fall apart with this fart.
Need a moment.
Carry on, I'll just crack.
So, whilst that is massively tantalising, what else is going on? Well, the Tigpot Games crew, those lovely people, are doing a 24-hour games design hackathon. If you're unaware of what one of those there things is, it is a 24-hour games design hackathon. Yes, so 10 people, 10 teams will, on the Saturday, take up a box of oodles of content and bits and pieces and stuff and things and nonsense, and they have 24 full English hours in which to design a game and then pitch it on the Sunday to a panel of esteemed judges, which will include Martin Wallace, designer of lots of really good stuff. I mean, I'm there as well, that I will be a judge, channeling my sort of a mishmash of Simon Cowell and Duncan Ballantyne as we do a bit of judging on that. So that'd be nice. So that's that. So, well, what else? Games. I am excited for games. But what games am I excited about, you may well ask? Well, the Everrain from Grimlord Games, those chaps who did Endure the Stars, which they did a few years ago, and Kickstarter did quite well, sci-fi miniature stuff. And last year they did Village Attacks, which was rather very popular on Kickstarter. I believe they will have that there. I'm not sure if it's published. It's very close to going out to backers, so that if they don't have it there to buy, at the very least you should be able to see that in all its glorious miniature glory. But of course they've got Everrain, which is kind of like a Cthulhu with the Age of Sail kind of mashed up. I don't really know much more than that. It's got some beautiful art and design behind it. I've seen some of that sort of stuff, and it looks fantastic. I really want to have a look at that, so I will be making a beeline to have a look at that one. It kind of looks like everything Seafall should have done and failed miserably to do. So high hopes for that one. We shall see. They are on stand D7 in Hall 1. So I've got an itchy nose. It's D7 in Hall 1, so we'll have a look at that. Everrain, and that's from Grimlord Games. Gladiatories from Bad Cat Games. This here, I've got a preview copy of it at the moment. Just came the other day. So what's that? Well, we love a bit of Spartacus at Who Dares Rolls. Lovely good bit of fun from Gale Force 9. Betting and stabbing and Spartacus-y type gladiatorial combat stuff. So what's this? This is sort of a condensed version of Spartacus to a point. It's a card-based game of gladiators fighting in an arena, and you have kind of separate decks of cards for each gladiators that you play, and you've got block actions, and you can stab and bet on things and all sorts of that glorious gladiatorial type shenanigans that we love. This is coming to Kickstarter later in the year, and they will be previewing and showing this at the show along with their earlier dice game stuff. Mike, remember, put it up here, picture of it. Yeah, elements, that's what I want to say. So they are at stand C20, so have a look at that. We will be doing a review of this, or I will be doing a review of this in the next coming weeks. But yes, brilliant bit of fun, bit of gladiator mayhem and stuff. Moving on swiftly, breaking news. So what else? Portal Games. We love a bit of Portal Games. So what have they got? Obviously showing some stuff, but the most exciting thing they're doing at the moment, which has tantalised me, is their new detective game. Detective Modern Crime, I believe, is its full title. So they will be demoing, I believe, some of that, or at least showing that off at the show. It's a Gen Con release. I have been rather lucky to tag myself a rare spot of a full playthrough of it in one evening with everyone's favourite Polish game designer and cookie obsessive, Ignacy Cevacek. So yes, on the Friday night after hours, I will be sitting down and playing the game. So at some point from that, and maybe even the live show, and definitely after the expo's all done and dusted, I will be doing a run through of that, let you know my thoughts and feelings, how I found it. It's exciting. I like the idea of it. We'll have to see. So Portals at stand C22, should you wish to pop over there. They will have some, I believe, some more Imperial Settlers expansions and some other stuff. Portal always have kind of some interesting, cool stuff. So always worth a look over there. What else? Well, excellent. So we've got Everett Epic will be at the show, and they will be showing the Big Trouble and Little China board game. I love the Big Trouble and the Little China, one of the finest non-Oscar winning movies, though I'm sure it should have run a slate of it. Kurt Russell in full Kurt Russell mode. If you've not seen it, my God, leave this video showing immediately, go away and go and watch the movie. But yes, lovely chunk of 80s just mayhem, weird John Carpenter craziness, Chinese levels of hell, and Kurt Russell doing Kurt Russell stuff, and just brilliant stuff. It's board game of that. Fascinated by the board game of that. Really, really interested. So I will be taking a look at that and maybe walking off with a copy, because I'm kind of oh yes, Martin Wallace. Well, we mentioned Martin Wallace. He's going to be on the old Hackathon thing with me, but he is there. He's on the Osprey stand. He will be showing off Wildlands, which is like a new miniature skirmish game he's been designing, working on, amongst other offspring. But yes, I'm going to be sat down and have a chat with Martin about that, take a look at it and see what that's about. Skirmish games, very popular at the moment. We've got Games Workshop have got out Shadespire, and there's a bit of buff of other stuff sort of appearing over the last few months and years, so it's kind of on the rise, the miniature skirmish stuff. So I'll be interested to see what Martin's brought to the table, what it does it do anything more interesting or exciting than what's already out there? We shall see. What else? Oh yes, every year I always stop by is is Hopwood Games. Andy Hopwood, everyone's favourite UK designer, produces usually one kind of niche, kind of cool little game every year. This year, he will be obviously demoing Dust Bunnies. It's still not out. It's coming to Kickstarter very soon. But they have a new game called Flipside, which is, there's 3 decks of cards in it. They all flip and you do crazy stuff. And he's very clever with his designs. Really good. Little UK independent designer. Absolutely. Very limited supply of the games normally. Well worth getting. He's done things like Mindleaf and he's done stuff. We interview him every year. He's crazy lunatic. But does brilliant stuff. He'll be at stand G22, Hopwood Games. Strongly recommend you go along and have a look because he's great. What else? Hall or Nothing. Good old Hall or Nothing. Tristan Hall and his guys will be there. Obviously they've done Tears of Many Mothers they will have there, and Gloom of Kilforth, which was one they did a couple of years ago. It was last year at the show, which was kind of like a epic sort of adventure sort of game using card decks. However, what I'm very interested in is on the Sunday, Mark Chaplin will be there to demo Lifeform, which was their very recent Kickstarter. Essentially, Alien the board game, and there's you and up to 3 or 4 other people will be pitted against a violently evil alien lifeform and trying to survive. Really interested in seeing that running. I backed it. I did back it on Kickstarter because the whole theming just looks really cool. But it'd be great to see that actually the game in action. It's years he's been designing that and been waiting to come, and it's one of my real sort of like, God, I want to play that game. So we'll be popping along and seeing that there at stand E8, and that is Hall or Nothing. What else? Oh, Century Eastern Wonders. So last year at the Expo, actually, we saw Century Spice Road come out, and it's part of a trilogy, a planned trilogy for Emerson Matsuuchi. Oh, I've murdered that. He designed some stuff for Planet Games, including the Hidden Movement deduction game. That has completely gone out of my head, but he did that anyway. But yes, so Century Eastern Wonders is the second of the planned 3 of the Century games. What's interesting about it is it will combine with the original Spice Road game, so it makes a larger, different, more complex game, essentially. So I'm really interested in that. Quite enjoyed Spice Road with what it was doing. Simple little game, but really good fun. How it works with the 2 games, how they play separately, and what they do when they mash together is interesting. Quite a cool concept. Will it work? We don't know. But yes, let's find out. What else? So there'll be a stand C10, the on Asmodee stand, but I believe it will have a limited release at the show, so there'll be limited copies of it to pick up. So I'm kind of probably going to do that. And what else? Hub Games. Oh yes, Hub Games. So yes, Rory from Rory Stories Clubs and Michael Fox from the Little Meadow Dog Show. They did some games last year, did Blank the card game and Untold Tales. But they are releasing one this year, which sounds kind of cool. It's Holding On, and it's about a guy who's in a coma, and it's a cooperative game where you're trying to kind of get into his head as he's been given days to live, and you're playing out memories and all sorts of stuff, trying to keep him alive. It's a really cool kind of sounding concept. I don't know much else other than that, but just for uniqueness as a gameplay, it sounds fascinating. They are at stand E2, really worth looking at their stuff anyway, because they do just kind of push the boat and do some innovative, cool little ideas. So hopefully I can spend a bit of time catch up with Michael or Rory and get to the bottom of that game, because it kind of sounds a bit of a Fog of Love sort of feel. We don't know any more than that, but very excited about that, very interested. It's just something a bit different. What else have we got? Well, that's it on my list. I mean, the Expo always brings everything every year. There's lots of publishers there, lots of people from all over the place, and there's always something out there hidden that you're going to kind of stumble across and find that you don't see it anywhere else. So that's all part of the joy, I think, of the Expo. I do a little bit of look, I look at what I like, I see some stuff, I go, I like, and then I love to dig around in the depths of it and see what else I can find. So there you go, very short and to the point of the UK Games Expo preview from us at Who Dares Rolls. We will be there, well, I will definitely be there for the duration of the entire show, and the team will be on the Saturday night where we will be doing the live show. Please come along to the live show. Join our audience. Our participation is gratefully received. Swear at us, we'll swear back. That'll be a great show. So that's going on, and the Hackathon, and there's lots of other live events there. Nightmare Live, brilliant. Go and see that. Dark Room, fantastic. Yes, I'm going to ramble, so I'll stop right there. See you at the expo. Have fun. We've got 2 weeks to go. We're less than that. 2 and a bit weeks, which is no time at all. It comes so fast. Almost a year already. But yes, see you there at the expo. Enjoy yourselves. Say hi if you're passing by, and I will acknowledge you. Obviously, be incredibly important in doing incredibly important stuff, but I will take the time out to say hi. But yes, cool, brilliant. Thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you there soon. In just a bare few weeks. I won't be bare, by the way. I'll be dressed. Ta-ta!